Hey, welcome in.
Welcome to the Arrowhead Addict podcast.
We are here coming to you live.
Let me tell you, the dopamine, it's flowing.
I am damn excited. Damn excited.
We are so excited to be joining you guys tonight.
Oh!
Well, how you doing, man? Patrick.
Will Sterling.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion, two-time Pro Bowler, and Trent Green. Trent Green, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, he picked it up! He picked it up! He's gonna score!
And we'll see you next week. But until then, as always, go Chiefs.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom's Queens podcast on Arrowhead Addict. We are so stoked to be joining you guys tonight for a little Wednesday night chat about the exciting win the Chiefs just had over the Washington Commanders on Monday Night Football, and then kind of get into the Bills week and everything that goes into that. So with that, we're into week 9, which is crazy. I don't even know how we got here. And it's Halloween week, so it's spooky time, spooky season. So let's go. I'm your host, Lexi.
Hey, y'all, what's up? I am Jodi. Let's get into a recap of what has happened lately. So on Monday Night Football, we just were at Arrowhead for the third straight game in a row. It feels like we've been at home for a very long time. So I personally am overly thrilled that they are getting ready to go on the road for the next 3.5 to 4 weeks. But really great dynamic game that happened at Arrowhead on Monday against the Commanders. Now, it wasn't as great as everybody expected it to be. I was definitely a little bummed that Jaden Daniels was out for this week. He's somebody I've been super high on, so I'm sad to miss him. But overall, it was a really good game. We did get to see a little bit of Deebo Samuels. We did get to see a little bit of Terry McLaurin, who is actually out for this next upcoming week. And then there was a really good showing of Crosby Merritt. I don't know how to say his name. It's incredibly long. Yeah. It was just funny listening to the announcers continue to say his name over and over because they kept giving him the ball. So he kept saying his whole entire name. And I was like, oh, I know that's annoying. But, got there. It was great. So in the beginning, I think you could say like the first half of the game, everybody was like, what is going on? Like, they weren't expecting the Commanders to put up really like such a great fight, but I think it's important to remember that everybody is going to game plan for the first 15. Everybody has a first 15 game plan script that they're going to run, and it's something that they've been executing for the whole entire week prior as they're getting ready to come to whatever team they're going to. So, you can't be surprised by what you've seen at the beginning from the Commanders. They looked really good. They came out hot. They came out rolling. They didn't score. Neither did the Chiefs. You know what I mean? And neither one of our defenses did anything in the beginning of the game either. So
it was it was a weird first half for sure, and I was definitely very stressed. Just because I was like, I think what happens with Monday Night Football too is like these teams are just waiting forever to play each other, and it takes forever to get there. And then by the time you do get there, maybe the energy level isn't quite where you want it to be, or maybe it is, and I don't know. But it was just kind of an odd start. Like you said, it was 7-7 at half. I mean, there were 2 turnovers on Patrick's first 2 or 3 drives. It just was kind of a mess. One of those was kind of on him. It was a great play by Marshawn Lattimore. He was trying to do a back shoulder to Hollywood Brown, and he got his head around in time and picked off the play. And then the other one was a tipped pass to Travis Kelce, and of course, that was intercepted, which is the second time this season that's happened. But luckily, Travis did make up for it. He had a 99-yard game, which I thought was funny because he had a 99-yard game, and then Patrick had a 299-yard passing game. So I'm like, each of you were just 1 yard short of the next 100. So anyway, but and then Mariota came out hot. They were kind of doing some quarterback runs for him. We know he plays well at Arrowhead. He's played well at Arrowhead before, so I think we were all kind of like, okay, we know he can play here. Let's see how he does tonight with this offense. McLaurin had a crazy catch for a touchdown, but other than that, second half, man, our defense is just lights out, and they couldn't get a single thing going. And our offense was Pretty matriculate. So all that said, Chiefs win still 28-7, which is still a 3-touchdown win, which is huge. So of course we like to see over 30. We've been spoiled with over 30 the last few weeks, but I think they could have probably gotten there, but they didn't really need to by the end of the game. It was kind of like, all right, we'll just kind of run out the clock, run the ball here. And of course, then Pacheco gets injured, and that's unfortunate. He has an MCL sprain now and is week to week, and I don't know. I bet we probably see him after the bye week is my guess, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we need to see him for this game. I think we'll just be fine. It was nice though to see him kind of like hop off the table and show like he was okay, but I'm pretty sure that was just mainly like adrenaline. I will say I really appreciate a lot of the halftime adjustments that happened, because you could, after watching the first half of the game and the second half of the game, they were completely different, complete 180. So you know that they kind of went into the locker room and they were like, all right, let's really lock in and get this game, because the Chiefs really can't afford to drop any games at this point. So I'm sure whatever the game plan they had originally going into this game was probably definitely different. I'm sure the playbook wasn't maybe as open as it normally was, because they didn't want to show too much, especially going against an NFC team. I don't know. Not sure. I heard some terrible speculation from people saying maybe the Chiefs overlooked the Bills. Guess what, guys? The Chiefs are never going to do that. They're never going to look any of their opponents. They might not have the same playbook. They might not have the same game plan, but they're never going to not take any team seriously. So for them to be able to go in and make those halftime adjustments, you kind of have to tip your hat off to Andy and to Spags, because they really did a great job turning it around. And then again, like you said, the defense was flying. And then we scored on the very first 3 possessions coming out of halftime. So you can't be upset about any of that. I actually laughed because I actually left the stadium early because it's been a chaotic as hell week for me. So when I was driving home and I was kind of listening to Mitch Holtis, I laughed because they were like, so are we going to see Matt Araiza at all during this game? Like, are we going to see him at all during this game?
Barely.
It was funny because they were like, all right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and punt and let Matt Araiza come out and dust the dust off of his shoes and get out there. And then his punt was fantastic, of course. So, I mean, Matt Araiza has been nails this whole entire time since he's been with us. And it's kind of nice to see that we don't necessarily need to punt the ball and that he kind of sit and kind of do his thing on the sideline. And, I mean, Harrison Butker was solid this week, too. So he did not miss anything.
Yeah, he did fantastic. I was listening to it was Pat McAfee was saying, because the Colts have barely had to punt this season as well because their offense is just rolling. He's like, he's funny for punters because it really skews your stats because you only get like 1 or 2 punts a game. So like if you're not having nails, then it doesn't look as good as when you're like, let's say on the Jets and you're punting all the time, then you can have multiple opportunities to get your stats looking different. So big credit to Matt Araiza because he's been lights out on his like 1 or 2 punts a game these last few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I guess there's not really I don't want to say there's not really a ton to take away from this game because it was very impressive. I think the things that you can this team has been putting up an astronomical amount of points over the last few games, and that's something that they've been really consistent with. So, like, if I had to take something away, it would be like it's great to see what that consistency is. It's nice to see that they're starting to use Brashard a little bit more. I will say if I had to have criticism, the offensive line was definitely shaky. You could tell that Trey Smith missing and Joshua Simmons missing is definitely a big deal. Now, granted, they're both dealing with their own things, and I'm sure that at least one half of them will be back this week as we go into Bills week. But the offensive line was definitely shaky. Pat did not trust that O-line, especially in the first half. Hence him really throwing the ball like super quick and just trying to getting it out of his hand. I specifically yelled "run the ball" because I felt like there was a point of time there where Andy was not running the ball at all, and then all of a sudden he started letting it. The trio, Isiah Pacheco and I guess Kareem Hunt getting some action and running the ball. And then as soon as they did that, you could see the flow of the game started kind of figuring out the way that it needed to be.
The run game opens up everything. So I don't know why they ever go away from it. And like you said,
waited
they did that the whole first half. And I think it was kind of like, Yeah, the O-line, it was an adjustment the first half, that's for sure. And then Mahomes got out of his head, realized he has to put trust in them. He can get back to that trust in them. He's going to have to trust the backups sometimes. And then it worked out a lot better the second half. He was still taking some big hits, but he was getting the ball out faster. And, I was glad that the Commanders forgot that Travis Kelce existed because he was wide open a few times in the end zone. He had a few big catches, we all love that blocking play where he was in there blocking and then he's like, oh crap, my quarterback's struggling. I'm just going to go over here and run for 50 yards.
Literally.
Hit like 19 miles per hour or something crazy. It's just nice to see that flow in our offense. But I do think a little bit to what you said earlier. I think there's some truth to maybe saving a few things for the Bills game coming up. Like you don't want to show a ton. But I think like, I don't know. Like Hollywood Brown had one target, which is kind of odd because he's been a really big part of the offense thus far this season. Tyquan Thornton, I think maybe had one target, maybe if even that. So I kind of think maybe we're saving those guys for the Bills, Broncos, Colts coming up because those are three huge AFC games we have our next 3 games. So, and I think we can put up 28 points against the Commanders in a game that, of course, matters. Every win matters, but it's the NFC, and like you said, it's not quite as big. So,
right. I will say, if we were to just kind of talk about the defense, you did talk about like how great they were and how they were flying around. It's funny because everybody's talking about Trent McDuffie and that catch with Terry McLaurin. That was Terry McLaurin, right? Yes, with Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
And I mean, my thing is this: like, sure, Marcus Mariota, whatever. But Terry McLaurin is like one of the best. He's a top 10 receiver. So you kind of got to respect like the guy, your opponent that you're going against. Like that dude is a freak. That dude is a monster. And it's unfortunate that he did get hurt after that play. But do we think they rushed him back? Because it's the Chiefs. Of course, everybody's healthy when it's time to play the Chiefs, right? I will say though, Mike Danna had a great game. He's definitely the MVP of the defense for this week. I know a lot of people have been trash talking him, but he stepped up. And one, it's just having the awareness and being able to have like that heads up to be able to just get the ball for the turnover. One is like something great. And then 2, being able to go back and get a sack right following in the next half is like fantastic. So seeing how he kind of stepped up in this game was great, and I know that that's something that like really built his confidence, and I know that he'll probably continue to be like that stepping stone of a player that we need in defense going forward.
And Mike Danna, he's always had his like splash moments throughout his career as a Chief, but it's never like I don't know. It was just really nice to see him get his first interception of his whole entire career through high school, college, and now the NFL. That's his first ever interception, so that was really cool. And like you said, that will build his confidence going into this next week. So these things tend to come in bunches. So hopefully, listen, he's going in confident into the Bills. He's played them a lot. We know each other very well. So hopefully we see more of the same from him this next week.
Absolutely. Nick Bolton, he was a dog. I feel like people need to I'm going to say his name every single time I see him do something fantastic. He was flying all over this week as well. Drew Tranquil was pretty good as well. So, I mean, Charles Omenihu almost had a sack. I feel like the one thing that you could say that was frustrating with the defense is they could not get home. Like the pressure was there, but they could not get home and they could not get a sack. There were several times where
George had a sack too. So shout out to him because he played well.
Right. But Chris Jones missed one. Charles Omenihu missed one. Yeah. Like they should have had multiple sacks in this game.
That's
and
the problem is they
couldn't get it.
Yeah, they're just really struggling to get home.
I literally yelled out loud, like, why are y'all not getting home? Like, what is happening? Like, you're right there. Or there were missed tackles. So it's like, those are the things that are gonna be make or break later on in the season. Like the almost sack might not help if it's gonna create a first down or if it's gonna be a touchdown, especially with the run that we're getting ready to come up against. So where it's nice to see them basically damn near getting there, we still got to figure out a way to just go ahead and get that sack. Because I would say, like, if I have to critique and be a dickhead about something, that would be the one thing that I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, there were too many almost opportunities and we didn't get there. So I think they'll get there. I mean, the defense continues to just kind of ramp up as the season goes. It is only week 7 or 8. I don't know where we're at. 8, 9. I don't know where we're at. I feel like this time of the year doesn't really matter. It's the beginning of the year and the end of the year that matter the most for me. So these games, I'm like, I don't even know what week it is right now, but we'll get there eventually. If you had to pick a player of the game this week, who would you say?
I'm gonna go offense, and I'm gonna. I kind of want to give it to Kareem.
Okay.
He looked more explosive on a lot of plays. He is fourth and Kareem every single time. He's going to get that fourth down. He's going to get that third down. He saw Mahomes struggling in the pocket in the red zone. He figured out a way to get wide open. Got his second touchdown. Got a rushing touchdown. He's just goes to work. Is such a hard worker. Is taking such good advantage of his opportunity with the Chiefs again. And I love to see it. So I'm going to give it to Kareem. I think he's just been fantastic.
He's definitely showing some bursts and showing like his younger side of himself, but it's really nice when you have complementary running game with Isiah Pacheco and Brashard Smith. We've seen Brashard's carry start to pick up over the last few weeks. Right. They're probably going to pick up as we go forward, depending on what's the status with Isiah Pacheco. I would say my player of the game is definitely going to be Mike Danna. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Crazy. His gameplay explains itself, so I don't have to go too much more detail into that. So let's kind of go ahead and get into this matchup that is coming this week. We see it feels like 2 times a year at this point. I'm burnt out on it. It is what it is.
It's a lot, yeah.
Okay, great. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. I do want to say thank you so much, Josh Allen, for the virtual assessment, because you were the reason why they did not get that fourth down, and we were able to get a turnover on downs for the Commanders. So shout out to you for being upset about the ball not you know what happened last year.
Right.
I will say the virtual assessment is a pain in the ass because it took forever. I was like, where is the chain gang? Like
5 minutes.
There was a point
5 to 7 minutes.
At the stadium where we were just kind of all standing around looking at each other, and we're like, this is still going, huh? Okay. We still sitting here waiting. This is insane. So we are headed to Buffalo this week. I do not know what time we play. I'm gonna say 3:00 because that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Great. I'm just gonna say it's a 3 p.m. CBS Tony Romo game. This is just a guess. Great. So
every year, Jodi, every year.
God bless. I'm like 3:25 for sure. Yep,
that's
so it. I'm actually really excited for this game. I feel like this is probably the 12th. I feel like the last TikTok I did last year said it was their 9th time meeting. So this has to be where it number, because did they meet again in the play? So this has to be 11. 11. This is the 11th matchup. And that's just me doing basic, simple math in my head, guys. Didn't even have to look up notes on that. The 11th time that Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen will be meeting. Now, big injury news from their standpoint to where Ed Oliver is out because of the torn pectoral muscle, which is insane because that dude is definitely a game changer. They're assuming that Von Miller is going to step up this week. Cool. Great. We'll see.
No, Von Miller's not there. We just
where's he at now? Oh, he's with
the Commanders.
Oh, that's right.
Remember? Because they have 50.
I forget that he keeps hopping. Lord in heaven. I totally forgot. Well, we'll see what's going to happen from their defensive standpoint. Let's just kind of go there at that point.
They don't have a lot of stars. Well, they do have Joey Bosa, right? And he has been pretty good on their D-line this year. He's not.
Their secondary is not great.
No,
they're going to be able to attack that secondary really
Joey
bad.
Bosa, though, has had, I think, 4 or 5 forced fumbles. So from that's pretty good. But other than that, I don't think they have a really dominant D-line. Ed Oliver was their big guy.
Correct.
Outside of that, and I think the rest of their defense is kind of struggling. Now, they did step up this past week, but they played Andy Dalton and the Panthers.
Yeah, I don't take that serious.
It doesn't really move me. But
not at all. I don't take that serious at all. Now, there's a few things from the Chiefs standpoint as well. So, I saw somebody sick today. Hollywood, one of the receivers is sick.
Hollywood was sick.
Okay, saw that briefly. Yeah. Just give that boy some IV. I feel under the weather too. The weather in Kansas City is terrible. One day it's 70, one day it's 30. One day it's raining, one day the sun is out. One day it's super windy, one day it's a lot going on here. We're all like, what the hell? So give him some IVs. He should be fine. Trey Smith, is that somebody that you rush back for this game, or is this somebody that, you know what, maybe the offensive line that we have right now can do it? We've seen basically, because you're not going to have Josh Simmons this week either. I know they have not ruled him out officially, but as Nate Taylor said last week, probably don't expect him back until after the bye week. So are you going to go into Buffalo without two of your guys there? Now, is it a matter of, hey, Trey, can we get you to come back this week and then we go into the bye week and then you can have off? Or is it, you know what, Trey, I think we can do it without you. If don't nobody understand a back spasm, a back muscle, a back cramp, Jodi does.
I do. It's painful.
Listen, so it's like, do we
God.
say, you know what? Hey, let's just go ahead and take 2 weeks off and get you ready for when we go to Colts in Indy.
Broncos.
Are we Broncos and then Colts?
It's sick. It's nasty.
We'll be fine, regardless.
Yeah.
So
Trey Smith was a limited participant today in practice.
I
think we just see. What I do know about our training staff and Andy Reid is we don't rush people back to play. Like,
it's bye week Denver. Yeah. I was like, no, the bye week's after Buffalo, right? Okay, I had to make sure I was. That's what I was meaning more so.
Yeah.
Give them 2 weeks off.
So after this, we do have a bye week, which is nice. So we can get Pacheco rested. We can get Trey Smith rested if we need, so that's fantastic. I do think, I think the Commanders' D-line is actually kind of underrated. I think they're pretty good. I think they're like top 10, 12-ish of the year.
Okay.
And then I would think the Bills without Ed Oliver, and he's on the interior. I think you could. We do need this win. We do, because we can't really afford to lose much here on out. Especially, I know everyone loves the tradition of losing to the Bills in the regular season and then beating them in the postseason.
No,
I want
else this
season. No, so
ain't no losing. They gotta win out, honestly.
No, honestly, and so I think if you can play Trey and he feels good to go, please do it. But I think Caliendo, he can hold his own. We just got to help with chip assignments. Pacheco's most likely out. So again, we're looking at probably elevating Elijah Mitchell, potentially Clyde, because he's on the practice squad and he might be a healthy scratch, but we might elevate him too.
Man, who no. Okay, so I kind of want to just get into some matchups of this game. So I will say, the one thing I will say about the Chiefs defense, I do think this whole entire season they have done a great job with the run game and being able to stop the run. And I don't know if you've seen James Cook in the last 2 weeks. He's pretty much been their whole entire offense, their whole entire identity. That dude has been cooking. He's been going crazy. So I fully expect the Bills to continue to I expect them to continue to focus on their run game this week, including Josh Allen. Are you going to have a spy there, right? So, every single week when you're playing Josh Allen, you're going to always make sure you have a spot there because he will run for 50 whatever yards on you every time, right? So now it's going to be a matter of you have to be able to stop James Cook. You have to be able to stop Josh Allen too. And they're probably still going to use their tight end. Also, one thing that's been happening with the Chiefs over the last few weeks, we always get cooked by tight ends. Y'all have seen that kind of week over week, right? So there's definitely some things there where we're going to have to pay attention because if Dalton Kincaid wanted to have a great game, he might have a great game against us. So those are going to be like, I would say like my big things where that's where you're going to need to see like a George Karlaftis or Leo Chanel be very involved this week and be able to be that spy when it comes to Josh Allen, being able to, for that front four to get pressure and make Josh throw the ball because he will create turnovers if you kind of put him in a situation where he doesn't have a choice. But Josh Allen is also one who can get the ball out really fast too. So, it's going to be important to make sure that you're sending the spy, you got the D-line, they're on it. And then the secondary just needs to be ready. Jalen Watson was decent this week, right? But then you see Shamari Connor but then you still have like a Shamari Connor who's getting cooked. You see Christian Roland Wallace doing a great job. Jaden Hicks stepped up really big this last week. So like all of those secondary role player guys are gonna have to really just be like alert and on it.
I can't make sense of why Shamari Connor is getting 100% of the snaps every single week when you have a guy like Noel Williams who's playing fantastic. You have I don't know.
And Spags is who he is, right? It's kind of hard to question Spags when the defense is holding teams to 7 points below, right?
My thing with Shamari is he's a great tackler. He's just not great in coverage. He gets cooked.
No, he's terrible in coverage.
He can tackle very well, but he will get cooked on a lot of plays. So
and he's terrible in coverage.
My thing is with their offense, Slothy makes a good point in the comments. I think it's 32. I think it's 32 straight games where we've held the running backs under 100 yards, the star running backs. No one really runs on us that well. We haven't faced James Cook in a while. He didn't get 100 yards on us last season. We stack the box well to where.
Hey, Sunday! That's my dog. That's my sweet partner. Okay. I'm like, that's why he says
that must be your okay. Hey Tony, what's up?
Yeah,
love that.
You see me looking crazy.
Thanks for tuning in.
Now.
We're looking crazy.
I look like a person on Sunday. Today I look like what the hell happened?
Crazy is somehow Jodi, you and I always manage the days. Like I rarely don't wear a hat, and the days I don't wear a hat, you wear a hat. It's crazy.
Man, if I'm wearing a hat, that means I've had a very long day / week.
Right.
I'm surprised I got earrings in today.
Okay.
No.
All right. But let me say what I was going to say. So what I think about their offense is obviously James Cook is good. You're going to have to try to stop the run. You're going to have to force them to throw the ball. They like outside of Dalton Kincaid, they don't have a ton of weapons that I'm really scared of. Khalil Shakir is good. He's great after the run. He's great. Yeah.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Can't sleep on him. That's for sure. Keon Coleman has been struggling big time.
He's been not great.
No. But the thing is with Buffalo and the Chiefs is both teams are going to give their all. They're going to step up. They're going to like try to make big plays and do things probably more than they would in most other weeks. Not that they're not always, but you know what I'm saying. Like they get up more for this game.
Every game is like a playoff game against these teams.
It is. So while none of their weapons scare me that much outside of James Cook, and then Josh Allen with his legs, they don't have a lot of deep passes this year. What's his name? Josh Palmer. Sorry. Josh Palmer is their biggest like deep threat probably. Mm-hmm. And he didn't even practice today. So I'm sure he'll end up playing, but he didn't practice due to some injury today.
And rest before Kansas City.
Right. So
like it's week 9. Like let some of your guys get some rest. So that's okay.
Although they just had a bye week like two or 3 weeks ago, but either way.
Well, and because you mentioned that, because I was just getting ready to say that, both of these teams, I think it's common sense to say that both of these teams are fighting for the 1 seed. The Bills have 5 wins. The Chiefs have 5 wins right now. So, like, this game is very important. I know it's super early in the season, but it's very important when it kind of determines, like, how the end of the AFC is going to kind of fall out. You got the Colts, who for some reason cannot lose a game. And then you got the freaking
Broncos.
The Broncos and the Chargers keep randomly winning. They're not good. I can't wait to talk about them very badly in 2 weeks. So it's like, I don't know that's why it's so important that every game that the Chiefs play going forward, they have to win. But then when you look at the Bills, it's also kind of like, well, damn, we can't lose this game either. Like, they have a better advantage in their division to where they know that they can win their division versus us. We are literally damn near at the bottom of our division because the Broncos and the Chargers keep randomly winning. So this game holds a lot more weight. This game holds more weight this week than it's supposed to hold because the Chiefs do not have 3 losses. So
looking at
the Bills' schedule is very easy going out.
Right. Their schedule's easy. Looking at the Broncos' upcoming opponents, it's like nothing. They maybe have 1 or 2 more games that they could lose minus against us. Same with the Chargers. Probably 2 or 3 more games they could potentially lose. The same maybe against us. Yeah. Colts, I haven't even looked at their full schedule, but I'm assuming it's
don't even want to look.
I'm assuming it's pretty easy since they were last in their division or close to last, whatever. Probably the Titans.
I love their owner, by the way, Sister Ursay.
Obsessed.
She's very tea.
Carly.
Carly, yes, she's very tea. I love her.
Yeah, same.
Representing real big.
She's on the side. She is like, yeah.
And the thing is, one of our really good friends who covers the Colts, she was like, that ain't new. She's always been on the sideline. She's always been down there. It's just people are finally noticing it now because Dad passed away and the record that they have. And now she's like, oh, shoot, I'm actually like, let me actually really get in here and kind of learn the game and learn the way. None of that matters. We can talk about that next week.
Right.
What are your keys to winning this game for the Sunday? I am so glad we play on the road. I do not think you understand my happiness.
Well, yeah, because being, like we said, being at home games, it's like a full-time job. Like you are screaming the whole time. You are standing. You are working. I mean, it's a full job. So
cowboy boots, 8 hours.
Yeah. So
Painful.
I understand. You have season tickets, so she's like, all right.
I'm like, which ticket am I selling next? I cannot.
Oh yeah. So keys to the game. Goodness.
Name one.
I'm going to start with the most obvious one. Spy Josh Allen. Leo Chanel. Spy Josh Allen. Yeah.
I want to see Leo Chanel flying all around this week, and I think he will. Leo's been really great all season long. He is not really under-delivered at all. He's done it. He's contract year, right? So he's definitely playing because he wants to get paid next season. So I fully agree. Mine is very similar to yours. It's stopping the run. So not only do you need to make sure you have the spy to make sure that Josh Allen isn't running all over us, but being able to stop James Cook because he could, if he wanted to, have a 2-touchdown game against any team he plays right now. So really making sure that you're kind of honing in on that and not letting him be able to be this free man and making Josh Allen, who can throw the ball. Mm-hmm. What would you say your second point?
I'm going to go with not going away from the run so early like we did this last week. However, if Pacheco's not playing, it's going to be a little bit different, but I do have faith in Rashard Smith.
I mean, let's not act like we don't remember how Carson Steele was against the Bills. And Carson Steele.
Ed Oliver is out, and that's their best run defender. So and they've already struggled against the run pretty well. So I'm like, stay with that and make them respect your run game so that you can get guys like Hollywood and Tyquan more involved this week. Because then if they respect the run, then they have to respect the deep threat as well. So I think, just not getting away from any level of your offense.
I think I would continue to say just like my second point would be just keep spreading out the ball, make everybody not know what's coming next. And I think that Andy Reid has done a really good job of dividing up targets to all of the receivers. Like I will say my favorite is when I see a bunch set and it's Rashi, Xavier, Juju, and then you got Travis on the other side, right? Some of the trick plays that Andy's been doing these last 2 weeks, I don't think people have really been paying attention, but seeing Patrick Mahomes line up at running back or wide receiver, seeing Rashee Rice line up as a running back, I'm like, what? Okay, Andy, like, sign me up for all of this. Now, I don't think you have to do any trick plays this week. Like, I think you probably, well, who knows?
They'll do something.
We probably won't see another trick play until Broncos because
maybe. That's our next game.
We remember y'all running it up on week 18, but y'all don't get this smoke when we play y'all. But you probably won't see, because we're probably going to absolutely see the Bills again this year. So you're probably going to see them just be like, not necessarily very conservative, but sticking to what works. Yeah. You got receivers, get them boys open, go throw the ball to them. Offensive line, I just need you to hold the ball long enough so Patrick can get it to an open receiver. So just continue to spread out that ball, get everybody just active, rotated. I would like to see some, honestly, I would love to see like Tyquan Thornton in this game. You know what I mean? Like I would love to see. I would love for him at least. He could be the Noah Gray. He could be the Justin Watson. The 2 for 60, the 2 for 45.
He's getting crazy separation in these games.
Absolutely. And I really hope that they don't
like, yeah.
I've been hearing some BS about Trey Tyquan, and I'm like, absolutely not.
Stop that. All of you,
absolutely not. Why would we do this?
No,
when we have a whole other season of needing a receiver.
I am team extend Taekwon, and also, why are you
not gonna have Hollywood?
We finally have wide receiver depth. We haven't had that, and we've seen how it's it's made us struggle the past few years.
And now y'all want to get rid of him for a 6? Absolutely not.
You're not.
No, absolutely not. What would your third key to winning be?
I think I've said this probably 3 weeks in a row now, but clean up your special teams penalties. Special teams penalties keep killing us. Clean those up.
Dayto was on the field. I feel like I text y'all. Dayto was definitely on the field talking to the special teams before they were getting ready to, I think, kick off. I don't remember what was getting ready to happen, but it was at the end of the third quarter. And he was on the field and he was like, listen, shit. Like every time, it's always something. And I'm not going to call no names. You know who you are. But like, come on, y'all. Like, Nico Remigio can't do something great without there being a penalty. Like, come on, guys. Like, you got to clean it up. I would say that my third key to winning is I want to see the Chiefs slow down. Run the time of possession. On the clock. Slow down. Like, we know we can go score fast, but Buffalo is going to be a very hostile environment. Make that stadium quiet.
And they will run the clock if they can. Yeah.
Absolutely. Run the ball because they had to watch it to learn how to do it. They are literally copying Andy Reid's playbook, right? So you're going, and that's something that they've gotten a lot better at over the last few months, is knowing how to like own that time of possession. So I think that that's going to be very important this week. We know how to score fast, but how do you don't want the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands. You don't want the ball in Josh Allen's hands either. Right. So making sure that you're playing clean, you're playing simple, no penalties. Don't put yourself in like long down situations. Defense, get off the freaking field if it's 3rd and long or 3rd and whatever. Every team, if you have not noticed, is going for 4th down against the Chiefs.
Right.
I think people should take that as disrespect.
They should.
I don't take that as
I don't.
Yeah, you have to play aggressive when you play the Chiefs, but also they're saying that they don't respect your defense.
And which is so funny because our defense has allowed a total of 24 points in the last 3 games, and that includes the Lions' offense. So
and that's probably because teams are realizing that they can't get down the field. So and they know 3 points ain't going. But then it's like, well, 3 points ain't going to win because the Chiefs are going to go put up 7. So what's the logic here? But anyway, on time of possession, play clean football, keep Josh Allen off the field, and you should be fine. I feel like if you long drive drill, something that they're really used to, something that they do a lot, they did it really well 2 weeks ago. Keep that same energy going this weekend in Buffalo. And again, I will say, I think my biggest thing, and I said this, who's our last away game? Jaguars. I said this when we played the Jags. I know. Can this defense produce on the road? They've been at home for the last 3 weeks. And in Jacksonville, when we lost to them, I said the defense should not have to depend on an Arrowhead crowd to help them get a stop.
Right.
It's going to be loud as hell in Buffalo. Can the defense still get off the field? That will probably be the number one thing that I'm watching this week, because I called them out on not being able to get off the field against Jacksonville. Can they do that this week in Buffalo? Because these next 3 games are going to be some shit. So let's see how they're able to.
Games so far have been Giants and Jacksonville. So
and Brazil.
Yeah, but that was anyway.
So I will be definitely watching defense this week.
It's going to be a challenge for sure. And just clean up your penalties. We've gotten a lot of penalties. We have Carl Sheffers coming in this week. Not excited about that whatsoever.
I think that's actually kind of funny. Carl Sheffers and Tony Romo. Oh, I cannot wait to put this TV game on mute. I can't wait to watch on mute. Mute. I'm gonna listen to Mitch Holtis. Absolutely not. I'm not listening to Tony Romo and him. Immediately no. That's a hell no. Okay, I got like another 2.5 minutes. So let's kind of get into some quick games for week 9 before we get into our score prediction. Score prediction. My brain is tired. Raven Dolphins Thursday Night Football is going to be actually hilarious. I feel like they're going to tie, honestly. So, who you got winning that one?
It's such a weird game. Lamar will be back, I think, so that's exciting.
I wouldn't rush him back for the Dolphins.
I think they are. I mean, they have to start winning though. Now, granted, they won last week.
Yeah.
Who did they play?
I don't remember off the top of my head. Bronx. Somebody orange, right? I'll look.
No.
Who do you think wins that game?
I'm gonna go, but it's in Miami. I'm going to go Ravens, probably figure it out.
The Ravens have 2 total wins, and so do Miami.
Yeah.
Oh, they played the Bears. I'm like, somebody orange.
Okay.
Tripping.
I'm like, I'm forgetting. Yeah, the Bears. Okay.
I definitely, I think the Ravens will win this one, too.
I think they will.
Noon on Sunday, pretty good. Colts at Steelers. That should be very interesting because the Steelers just had a pretty good. Did they beat the Packers?
No.
They lost to the Packers?
Mm-hmm.
I went to bed. Oh, they were winning last time I looked. Well, never mind.
No.
Well, the Steelers took another L, so that's great. Who do you think?
They're going to be.
I mean, the Colts are definitely probably going to win this game. But
however, the Colts historically do not play well in Pittsburgh. Now, granted, this is a brand new Colts team. But even like with Peyton Manning and stuff, they just historically did not play well in Pittsburgh for whatever reason. Kind of like how we don't play well against the Colts kind of thing.
I feel like the Colts last like 2 or 3 games have all been in a dome too.
But man,
they want to play outside.
Yeah, right. They don't play outside often. However, the Steelers' defense is struggling like shit, and I don't think they're going to be able to stop this offense. So I'm going to give it to the Colts. Unfortunately, I want the Steelers to upset them, but I think the Colts probably take it.
They play Tennessee, Colts. Chargers, Cardinals, Raiders. Rams. Damn, they literally played besides the Titans, which the weather was nice in Tennessee this weekend. So whatever.
Right.
They played in 4 domes. Cardinals, Raiders.
Thank God they have
I'm lying. Home, Rams, home.
I feel like they've been home a ton. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're about to get ready to go on the road. So let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah. I definitely think the Colts win as well. Broncos Texans at noon. The Texans have a chance to do something great, and they just won last week, so they got a little momentum right now, and they're at home. I'm gonna go Texans.
I'm gonna go Texans too, mostly because I'm just trying to manifest it. But yeah, I think they can win it.
F the Broncos. Seahawks at Commanders. Sunday Night Football. Probably see.
But they have to go all the way to DC. It's the only thing.
Commanders on a short week at home.
Is
Jaden Daniels back? If Jaden Daniels isn't back, then I'm picking the Seahawks.
And the Seahawks are off of a bye. I think the Seahawks will probably win.
Yeah, they'll probably win. Monday Night Football seems terrible. Cardinals at Broncos? Yuck.
No, Cardinals at Cowboys.
That's what I meant. I literally read Cowboys and still said Broncos. So if that tells you about life,
where you are,
Cowboys should win at home because they should not have lost last week. Because why did y'all lose last week to the Broncos? Like, I had like a lot of positive momentum. Like, I was like, okay, the Cowboys look like a normal football team. They look pretty good. And then they got embarrassed by the Broncos, and I was like, hello.
Annoying.
Okay. Y'all just don't play football no more. Okay, that was dumb. Cowboys should win.
Yeah, they should. Especially if Kyler Murray's still out. I don't know. I think Cowboys will win it. Especially at home. Yeah. They tend to win at home against worse teams. So.
Right. All right, Chiefs-Bills score prediction. Who wins?
Earlier this season, I would have said the Bills. But I'm going to go Chiefs. I think the Chiefs can win this game. I think they're playing lights out right now. I think we have good momentum. Special teams figure out your stuff, and I think you'll kind of roll. If defense can get off the field. We haven't played on the road in a while, so that might be a little challenging. But other than that, I'm going to say the Chiefs can win. I think we have the better team right now with how they're playing. I'm going to say 30-27. It's always within a possession. I'm going to say 30-27.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs winning this week 27-21. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Love it.
I mean, they should score more points than the Jags, but they might not. Not if we can stop the run. So if we can stop the run, they shouldn't score more than 21.
Yeah. And just Spags, just be in your bag, please. Don't do any bullshit.
Yeah, spy. Do you need me to be the spy? Do I need to get on the plane?
Because Trevor Lawrence, I can't talk about that game anymore. We lost it.
Yeah, that was a mess.
We're moving on. We're a different team from then. So
we're moving on. Well, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us this week. Very quick show. Sorry, guys. But excited for this week. I think this is going to be a really good week against the Bills. I'm glad to see where this team is really at because I've seen where they've been at the last 3 weeks at home. So it's going to be nice to see if they can still keep that same energy on the road. Right. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. There's other ones. I can't think of what they are right now. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. And tomorrow is Thursday. Make sure you tap in with OG Hour. And then other than that, we should be able to see you next Wednesday. And hopefully talk about a Chiefs win being 6 and whatever many L's are that we have because we shouldn't have this many.
We're also going into a bye week. So
fantastic. Yeah. Send positive vibes, all the great things. Other than that, we will see y'all next week.
Your queens of spoken. Bye, y'all.